All right, so this here is the second run. Second run. This is the dirt that was drying out in the sun. Go ahead and help it along. All right, so we're gonna let that sit on there for about 10 minutes and we'll check it. All right, let's go ahead and check it out. It's been about 10 more minutes. Oh yeah, it's getting dry. This is the second run. We'll take it off the eye, let it cool down, and then we'll pour it into our second run bucket. Pour it in our bucket. And this material, we still have to get classified down. It ran through the trommel, but it still have some nice rocks in there, gravel, whatever you want to call it. All right, it's the second run. All right, so welcome back to the channel. And if you guys don't know, you're watching Digging Dirt with CJ. And of course, yes, I'm your host, CJ. So of course, we are in the vault, and you know what that means. It's time for some more pay dirt. So this week, we got a second run from Thermal City Gold Mine that we actually ran 4 yards of dirt. And we got a lot of dirt, that's for sure. It was compact. It had been raining the day, a couple of days before they said. But as of right now, the first run, it didn't prove to be as what I expected to be. I was expecting to get maybe about 1.3 grams. As far as the average that was going down there, everybody was saying that they was getting maybe like a half a gram per yard. Well, right now, I probably got about a 0.9 grams. So that's a little under 1 gram. So I don't know if it was something that I did or it just wasn't dirt with those the first 2 yards. But we're gonna find out in this second yard that we ran. We did 2 more yards also during that day, and we're gonna get into this. I'm so excited. Soon as I got through the last video, I went on ahead and started making arrangements so we can do this video here. So we're gonna do the same thing like we did last time. We're gonna weigh it up, and we're also gonna classify it as well, guys. So before we get started, you guys know we got a cape up and we got a glove up. All right, so now since we're already in caped up and glove up, we're gonna go ahead and take this concentrate over to the panning room, and we're gonna get some different classifications. Hey, before I do that, I just want to give a big shout out to Madison. It's one of my buddies named Daryl. She actually works for the Highlands Emergency Rescue Service, and she gave me this really cool hat, guys. I used to land Hueys and stuff when I was in the Navy, so I thought that was pretty cool. And she just started this job, I think, probably almost a year now, and she's doing good. So we're proud of you there, Madison. Keep up the good work. Before we get into this pay dirt, so this time I'm not going to do as many classifications because it's this gold, now that I know, it's very small, a lot of flour gold in here. So we're going to try to capture all that flour gold. And last time we did find some gold in the -30 and the -40. So I'm going to try to classify these down with like maybe the -40 on down, guys. So let's go ahead and go to the panning room and let's get started panning. So we got 2 buckets here. One has the cons from the second run, 2 yards from Thermal City, the yellow trommel, and then we have an empty bucket here, and we're going to get the weight of the empty bucket. So that is 9.9 0.15 pounds, which is, so that is 0.915 ounces, is almost a pound. Let's take this off. And this is the bucket. It's full of concentrates. And that is 6.250 pounds. So if you subtract the 0.915, that should give us 5 pounds, 33 ounces, guys. So before we start to classify, first thing I always do is I'm going to check this for magnetics. So we're going to go ahead and put this in a big Gary Super Sleuth, because this is a pretty big pan. Last time I did them individually, but I think it's going to be best if I do it just one time, because that actually takes up a lot of time as well. So let's get our magnet here, and let's see what type of magnetite we got. You can see all the black sand coming up. And if you guys did not watch the video last week of me panning first run that we did in Thermal City, go back and check it out, because I will go ahead and say repeat some of the stuff that I learned from Thermal City. Man, see, it is a lot of magnetics in here. Hey, this daggone thing looked like one of my homeboys that had a TWA, tiny weeny afro. Golly, look at that. That's something there. So anyway, we're gonna take that off. Oh God. I tell you what, that's a lot of magnetics there. It didn't want to release my magnet. Yeah, that's a lot. So one thing that I've learned with these black sands here from Thermal City up in North Carolina, they have this black sand that's called Surgon, I believe that's what it's called. And that stuff stays with the gold. I mean, it stays with the gold, guys. I just want to show you, this is just the second pull of the magnetics. And that must be your boy twin brother with the TWA, because he got a fro, man. I mean, really. Teeny weeny afro, guys. Golly. All right, this here's the 1/4 inch. And I will wash this out as well. This here is -18. Now somebody did say that they found a nice little nugget like within a few weeks that I was there. But this is different material, but it won't hurt to check. And I'll see them a lot better once I start washing these rocks. Alright guys, so I've actually poured everything in my little white container so I can have a little bit better control. So this here is the -10, and let's get serious and let's go ahead and start classifying, guys. I'm skipping to -30. All right, this is gonna be our last classification. This is -40, and we're just gonna do -40 and beyond after this here. All right, that's it. All right, guys, here we go. We got 6 classifications. I tell you, last time we had 7. I really tried to get a lot less. We probably could have. I probably could have just either put -10 with the 1/4 inch, but I just decided to just do it that way. So those are 6 classifications, and actually, that's the -10. This is the 1/4 inch. And this is the -18, and that's 10. And this one here is 30. -30, and then we got -40, and everything else there is, I guess you would call that +40. It's a lot. So before I started with the big stuff, I'm gonna go ahead and wash these two, the quarter and the -18, and then we're gonna go down to the +40 and beyond. All right, since there's so much of that stuff there, man, I want to get rid of that. And I just think it's a lot of flour gold, but I'm planning on doing the same process. I'm gonna pan my tailings, and after I pan my tailings, I'm also gonna run it through the sluice. So let's go ahead and get going. Now, also these rocks here, guys, these are some of the little specimens that I found when I was at Thermal City. I had a cool one that I actually left behind. This is like a rock that should be on Mars somewhere. Got a lot of decay on it. And like I said before, if you guys collect stickers and stuff, I would trade mine. Send me your sticker and I'll send you one back. There you go. So let's go ahead and get to panning. All right, so guys, today we actually got you guys know that I actually got the BBP, the big black pan, but I normally only use this pan for really nasty, dirty pay dirt. So today we're going to use the BCP, the big clear pan. So let's go ahead and start here with the quarter. We're just going to put all that in there because I'm pretty sure there's nothing. And like last time, this dirt, was not very nasty at all, probably because we hit wash it in the trommel very well. So we're going to go ahead and pan this out and stratify. But before I do that, cannot forget some surfactant, because gold does float. Now actually, let me pour that in there because I didn't have no surfactant in there. Stratify this really good. This will be really quick. And I'll do the 1/4 inch and the -18 really quick, and then we'll go down with the +40 material. I'm expecting to get a lot of flour gold in the +40 material. Thought I saw a little flake in there. Nothing in there. Let's get this -18. Same thing. It would be nice if I could find me a nice little picker in here, which I don't think that's gonna happen. Look at this mica, how big that stuff is. And I don't see nothing in there neither. Nothing. This here is the -10. We got a lot of organics. Well, it's not a lot, but it's a few organics, like some trees. I noticed they do have a lot of trees in that Second Broad River. Whenever I went a couple of days that I did go and into the creek to pan, it was a lot of trees. I was actually digging underneath a really big log there. But that will be another video. Let's pan this back. Man, I tell you what, that would be nice. Even if I was to get a 10 mesh piece of gold, that would be awesome. All right, so we're going to do the +40, guys. And I think what I'm going to do with this one here, I am going to use I'm going to use a spoon. And let me see. Let me turn you guys off, and I got to go get me a small spoon. Let's go ahead and start with the +40. I'm going to start out with just 2 scoops. I do not want to miss anything on this run here, guys. Nothing. All right. So, see if I can correct some of the things that I felt like I didn't do on the first 2 yards of dirt from Thermal City. Now, since I feel that I know this material a little bit, this material, you just got to take your time. I mean, you just got to take your time and get through it. See all of that black sand there, and I'm sure that's mixed in with the zircon. That's the type of material that I've learned that they have in North Carolina. And I think last time also, and like I said, I was panning that stuff off, but I'm not going to let it start getting on my ripples. I'm going to pan it back a little early, and really work it. I already see one piece of flower gold already. You know, and this stuff is coming from the top. It's not even on the bottom. You see all of that mica, all that shiny stuff in that water there, all that mica. You can see the stuff falling down when I pan it. I'm gonna pan the first couple of pans, and then after that, guys, I'm gonna try to get through this material, so I won't be having to explain what I'm doing. Got our first pieces of gold, guys. I don't know what that is. A bug. Stuff still coming out of that sand. So you guys see how tedious this is. So that's why with this material here, I'm gonna go ahead and pan through as much as I can. And when I get some good gold, I'll turn you guys back on. But I'm gonna show you this flower gold that I'm working with here, guys. Trying to bring it all together so you can see it when I do a close-up. See if you can see that flower gold there. See all that flower gold, the little smiley face? That's probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's about 16 pieces of flower gold. Let's go ahead and suck that up, guys. And that was the very first pan off the top. Good start. All right, I'm gonna turn you guys back off and we're gonna get through some of this plus 40, guys. All right, there we go. Look at that nice smiley face, man. With all that fine flower gold, guys. Look at that, man. Every little bit adds up. Every little bit. People always say, man, that's a little bit of gold. Why are you paying for that? A gentleman, matter of fact, it's funny, a guy at Thermal City, he was telling me, he's like, yeah, it's little. It's flower gold and stuff. He's like, but you know what? He said, how much does a grain of flour weigh? And I said, I don't know. You can't weigh a grain of flour. He said, exactly. He said, but he said every little bit adds up. And he said, and they sell about a pound of it, don't they? I was like, yeah, you're right. He said, just think about gold. I was like, yep, the same type of concept. I never thought about that. You add up enough gold, it'll be worth something. Oh, nothing in there. All right, so I'm gonna turn you guys back off. All right, guys. I was up here watching a little YouTube while I'm up here panning off camera. Give me some little bit of entertainment. Now I'm about to give you guys some entertainment. More of this poopy flower gold. You know, I can't wait. I actually, to get off the subject real quick, I actually got some gold wizard, some poison. I can't wait to pan that there. I actually got several bags, so I actually got several bags of his Paydirt. Nice guy, man. Nice guy. Talked to him and over the interweb with email, and you know, I told him that I like dirt. You know, I know he has a couple of ounce bags that he put his stuff in, but this guy responded back to me email like within a day. I think I'm not sure. I know we're on different time schedules and everything, but I told him that on one of them, I think it was, I also got some what is it, gold wizard Paydirt as well, and I told him, I said I wanted a little bit more dirt, so he actually combined them, and it's cool. He actually put it in a Planter's peanut jar, a whole big old bottle, so I'll be panning that, so I'm excited about that. But the black poison is just in a separate bag, and that's fine, because if there's anything like this here, I will be taking my time, and that's for damn sure. All right, so I turned you guys back on once we get another smiley face. We're getting a lot of this, and you guys see it's, you know, just like flour, every little bit is going to add up, guys. So let me see if I can show you here. Man, look at that little smiley face. Another smiley face. So we got the -10. All right, got a pretty half full bowl here. Let's do that much. Let's see what's in here. We got a lot of fine. I tell you, we got a lot of fine gold. And you know, it's funny how gold is. It doesn't look like much, and it's not. But like I said, every little bit adds up. Just like. Hope you guys been enjoying this video. I know it's been a lot of that plus 40 material to go through, but I tell you, it was probably, hey, that was right there. That was probably 4 pounds of the material. Yeah, so I tell you what, I've always say, good things got to come to an end, and it's about to come to an end here, and said in probably the next 20 minutes, 30 minutes, guys. That's all it's gonna take. Put a little bit more in here this time. I think I could pan a little bit more. They got that micro sand that's they call zircon, man, and it's no joke. But we're gonna make it work. We're gonna do what we make it do, baby. I think I see my first pieces of gold, guys. Nice little flakes too. All right, there we go. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 nice sized flakes there. Yeah, that's what we like to see there. There you go. That's gonna give us some weight. Let me see if you guys can see it here. 4 nice sized flakes right there. All right, that's what we want. -30. This is last little bit, guys. Every good thing got to come to an end. And this is almost there, guys. Almost there. Do a little bit of that so we can see what's in it. So that's one reason why I like to classify. Is because especially if I've never done a pay dirt before, and a lot of the pay dirts, you know, you can almost kind of cheat because most of the good pay dirts and stuff, they actually would tell you what mesh. Well, I say good pay dirts, but you know, sometimes it's not good to know. You know, that's the whole fun about panning is because you don't know what you're gonna get. But sometimes, you know, it does make it easy. It's kind of like cheating, you know. If you read, you know, you want to read your material and stuff, and it says, well, you know, we've classified most of it down to, you know, 10 mesh or 30 mesh material or your gold, and you know that that's what to look for whenever you get down to like your -30 or -20 mesh, then you're going to be paying more attention to it. But that is cheating, and it does take some of the fun away, though. You kind of take the fun away whenever you know what classification your gold is going to be in. So, but this right here has been a blast. I tell you what, I think I got $140. It's actually like $139 worth of gold in the first 2 runs that I did. And I tell you what, even though I spent $150 for it, the experience and plus you ain't gonna get, like I said before, you're not gonna get anything nowadays for $150. There's nothing in that. This is a -30. Those are some pretty nice size flakes there in at -10. In case you guys want to actually skip the -20 mesh. Guess I need to get on my ripples so I won't lose nothing. So if I don't get anything on this one, I'll put a little bit more in there. I just don't want to miss any gold. Pan that back. Repan this for to make sure I got everything. No gold left behind. None. All right, come on, let's get some gold, baby. Come on. This is at the very bottom, so we should at least get 3 or 4 flakes. All right. There's a little smiley face there. Right there. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get this on the scale, dry it up, and we're gonna see how much we got. But before I do that, you guys know off camera, I'm gonna go ahead and do this one more go around, and If I feel like I got it all, I'm not even gonna do because I'm telling you, I feel like I got all of the gold. But if I feel like it's not, I'm gonna go ahead and do the run it through the mini sluice. So let's get to it. So I'm gonna run it through my mini sluice. You guys saw it in the first run. I actually used it for the first time. And this mini sluice is really awesome. For you guys that don't know, this is basically a rain gutter. And it's basically, some people call this a gutter sluice. And so far I think it works pretty good. It did pick up some fine gold in the first run, so I'm thinking that it's going to pick up some fine gold as well in this run as well. So you want to make sure that there's no bubbles, which I don't really see none. I always go back and forth with this brush. Alright, let's go ahead and run the dirt. I'm going to speed you guys up probably right around here. Let's get it! That's it. Just run that through, let it run a little bit, and then we'll clean this out. Alright, that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and pan this. If I get anything in the pan, I would cut you guys back on and show you what we got to add to the total. Some gold that we missed. Let's see if I can zoom in. You know how that flour gold is. Good little amount of flour gold. I mean, that's a lot of flour gold, but I can see how I missed it. It looks like a lot in the camera, but it's micro, but we missed it and we got it with the sluice. All right, let's add that to our total. Let's dry it up. All right, guys, so we finally got all of the gold panned out. We also got it sluiced out. And this is the gold that we recovered from the sluice. Let's see, make sure I don't spill it. It's just a little bit fine gold. They're not very much. I'm not sure it's gonna show up on the scale, but let's go ahead and tear this out. All right, that's zeroed out. All right, so this here is the second run of Thermal City Gold Mine. Let's see what we get, guys. 0.105, 0.551, 0.754, 0.957. Let's try to get all of this in here. All right, that's right on the money. All right, so that is 1.001, and now let's get this fine gold here. Make sure I don't spill none of it. Get my brush. All right, so we got 1.020 grams of gold, guys. Hey, I tell you what, boy, we got us a gram. I mean, you know, that dirt was 2 pounds heavier than the first run. Let's go ahead and go to the gold calculator and the percentage calculator, guys. All right, guys, so we are done with all of the gold. We panned it. I tell you, I panned it several times. It's some pretty looking gold. It's pretty sexy if you ask me. So I actually got to use the sluice again for the second time. And I must say, I didn't think it was going to register, but those few flakes, it made a difference. We're going to go to the gold calculator, and after we do that, I'm going to get the conclusion of what I feel about Thermal City Gold Mine, trommel, and the gold that we got. So let's go ahead and bring up the gold calculator. All right, so we actually got 1.02 grams of gold. I'm going to classify it as 24 karat. That is the highest that you can get for that particular gold. And since we did this last week, I'm gonna leave the gold prices the same. We're gonna calculate it, and it's actually 154.07. All right, 154.07. Let's go to the percentage calculator. We got for this gold 154.07, and I paid $150 for 2 loads of Paydirt, and that, man, 102% ROI, 71, 102.71. I mean, so far this has been the best ROI I've ever gotten, guys. Man, so this has been the best gold recovery that I've gotten stuff. I'm speechless. So now let's go back. To be honest, did I expect that I was going to get more out of those 2 yards of dirt? Yes, I did. From what everybody was saying, technically they were saying that I got 2 extra yards because it was heavy. They said that normally people get with a 0.5, which is a half a gram of gold, they've been getting 1 yard that they normally get a half a gram of gold. Well, that wasn't true with the first run. I got a little bit under a gram, so it's really close, and I'm not complaining. And I talked to a gentleman named John that did the red trommel there, and it made a lot of sense. That was my first time running that trommel, especially the yellow trommel. And what John explained to me is that a lot of people like that trommel because it does push through a lot of dirt. But he's like, but you do not wash all the rocks thoroughly like the little red trommel. And I know a lot of people don't like the little red trommel from my understanding. I got Hazel up here. She's so curious. She's going to be messing up everything. Hazel, get down, girl. That's my kitty cat. I'm going to show you guys my cat. She'll let me get her. Come here, girl. All right. This is the mischievous Hazel. Okay, we're going to take a little break but this is Hazel. She's my girl. And she's very mischievous. She runs the whole household, guys. So I'm going to let her down. All right, sorry about that. So getting back to what John was saying. He was saying that the red trommel, he said he lives there. So, that's one thing I like to do is talk to the locals because they know what's going on with that equipment because they're running it a lot. And John said that he actually runs the trommel about 2 to 3 times a week. And he got some pretty good gold, as you guys saw whenever we was down in Thermal City. He said what I should do is take my time. Next time I come up there, run the red trommel. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take his advice. I'm going to run the red trommel. I'm going to take my time with it. I'm going to make sure I wash all the rocks. But this first time, I just wanted to see how much dirt I could move. And I did move a lot of dirt. So, if I would have calculated up like they said, since it was heavy, I was figuring maybe I get about 2.5 grams for both loads and stuff. But I got what I got, and I'm excited about it, and I'm happy about it. It was my first time, and it's an experience. And like I was telling you guys before, you cannot go anywhere for $300 and do what I did for the weekend, guys. I'm just telling you, you just can't do it. So anyway, with my theory and conclusion with the Thermal City Gold Mine and the trommel, I give it for me, my first experience, it was a 10. It was a 10 out of 10. You guys has been around a while and, the 4-time prospectors, and you guys know I'm a weekend prospector, guys. So, but for my first experience, it was a 10. I would advise anybody to go there. You're gonna have to put in the work though. It's not easy. You're gonna have to be put to the test. But if you do just 1 yard, like I should have done, it would have been a breeze. So anyway, guys, I want to thank you for watching this video. I'm sorry that it was so long, but we had to get the gold out of those concentrates, guys. And like I tell everybody, the adventure is 1 pan at a time. And we did many pans, guys. If you guys haven't seen the video before this with the first run, go and check it out. Until then, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.